Okay, today we're going to tie a thread blowtorch. And if the blowtorch pattern or Euro nymphing is kind of your favorite thing, go ahead and give this video a like. Let us know your favorite pattern or color scheme of the blowtorch in the comments. But we're going to start off with a Firehole Sticks 5/16 and size 18 in the vise. It's just a standard jig hook. We're going to go small with it. Then I also have a tactical fly fisher, slotted 2.3 millimeter copper tungsten bead. The first that we're going to start off with is Simperfly micro glint tinsel in peacock black. So the original pattern that Devin Olson tied way back, it was a long time ago now, it used peacock black ice dub. And that peacock black ice dub, I think, is just a great color. Like, it just has always worked. I would say easily 90% of my fish are caught with peacock black blowtorch. Now you can tie it in different colors, green, peacock green. You can go with a hare's ear variant, but you'll never go wrong fishing it in peacock black. It's just a color that absolutely works and works amazingly. So I'm just going to make sure I have a little bit of a taper to this. Not looking for a ton, just a little bit of a body. And that was on the back there. That's Glow Bright number 5. I believe that might be a fluorescent fire orange. And I like to tie that. I get my scissors in here on the hook bend and come back just slightly. So that tail is just a little bit back there. And I only tied it in with 2 strands. So now that we got that in there, I typically will just come in here, if I can, around the camera, just throw a quick half hitch right behind the bead. Sometimes with this micro glint tinsel, it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. And get this trimmed out. Any fibers that are in that tinsel that kind of came. All right. So then I switch over to Simperfly fluorescent orange in 12/0. So keeping things small here. You don't want to build up too much bulk. You want to make room for that CDC collar. So this 12/0 really helps that. So just get it started there. Turn that off nice and close. That tag isn't messing with us. We'll give myself a little bit of space here of thread. That's probably good, because we are going to make a little bit of a thorax with peacock black ice dub. And when I mean a little bit, I mean a little bit. Like, we are just dirtying up the thread so you can't see the fluorescent orange. We're getting it nice and tightly dubbed. The purpose of this little thorax ball that we're going to make is really just to help keep the CDC collar off of the fly. Give it a little bit of separation to help keep it kind of out in the water and moving. cover up everything that I had tied in. And then right there, so I have all that thread covered up just a little bit. That even might be a bit more than you need. So don't go any more than that. But like I had said, CDC collar in brown. There's lots of different ways to tie the CDC collar in. I've tried it with a dubbing loop. And that works fine. I've tried it trying to split the thread. That also is fine. But the best way on this size fly that I've found is to just take your feather and strip the fibers off of one side. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, where's that? I got one there. And then just tie in a couple wraps behind. Sure it's tied in really tight there. Trim off that feather, the tip of that feather. I like to come in with some tackle pliers. And just make sure that those fibers are get about two wraps. Just try not to trap too many fibers. It's going to be fine because we're going to break our thread anyway. You might have to do this over again. Can it be saved? The answer is yes, it can. Gotta find, there we go, the end of that thread. So I can tie it off. There we go. All right. Trim out these tag ends. Rough fibers that came out. Let's see if this feather is still good. Basically, we'll try this again. You do need to be careful with the 12-aught thread. It is a little bit more sensitive than a 10-aught or so. So let's get our hackle pliers again. Where do we throw those? Oh, right here. So, geez. Make sure those fibers trying to stay backwards. You don't need it to be overly hackled. So this is pretty good. The more of these fibers you have in your fly, the more they kind of just lay into each other, and you're not going to get as much movement. Now we just want to, so we got all those fibers in there. And you just kind of bring them back and get them with your fingernails, and you can get to whatever length you like these to be. If you want them longer, shorter, kind of up to you. But now we can just do I like to do a couple 3-turn whip finishes in case that first one doesn't necessarily take. And you can also hit it with some head cement or some UV resin, which is probably a pretty good idea. It's pretty easy to get your resin on a brush and then just come in here and a little dab on each side, and it will just soak right in. With that, I don't think it's a big deal if you go all the way around. If you get a little dab on the top, nothing will come unraveled past that point, so you're fine. And that is a thread blowtorch. So, like I said, that microglint tensile by Semperfli lets you really get the blowtorch into small sizes. So go ahead and grab up a bunch of materials, get some really small sized blowtorches in your fly box, and catch a ton more fish. Thanks.